Good evening. This is CTV News from Monday, March 9th. I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us. Well, there are several cases of coronavirus in Maryland. So far, none is in Prince George's County, but one coronavirus patient is being treated locally. And someone who attended a political conference at the Gaylord is being treated out of state. CTV's Darcy Spencer has more.
A man who contracted the coronavirus is being treated at a hospital in Maryland. The University of Maryland Medical System confirms it has a patient at one of its facilities. That patient is being treated in isolation. The hospital says there is no risk to other patients or the public. The hospital's president and CEO told us last week that the hospital is prepared to handle coronavirus patients.
Well, the hospital, as well as hospitals all across the United States, are doubling down on basic precautions, hand washing and protecting our patients, particularly those patients who are displaying any signs of needing isolation. Those patients are in isolation if they're hospitalized. And we are working with all of our other 13 system affiliates to ensure that any patients who meet the CDC's criteria for patients under investigation are identified, and we inform the health department and act accordingly.
There are 5 coronavirus cases here in Maryland, 4 in Montgomery County, 1 in Harford County. In Cheverly, Darcy Spencer, CTV News.
And the hospital treating that patient is maintaining its normal operations. Now, meantime, a new coronavirus case was reported today in Arlington. It's the 3rd case in Virginia. The man in his 60s developed symptoms after returning from international travel. Meantime, so far there are 5 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Maryland. Governor Larry Hogan is signing emergency legislation this afternoon in response to the ongoing virus. Keisha Butts is live on the Newsline with the details.
That's right. House Speaker Adrian Jones and Senate President Bill Ferguson joined Governor Larry Hogan as he signed emergency legislation in response to the coronavirus. The legislation grants Governor Hogan the authority to use the state's rainy day fund to mobilize more resources. He is now able to transfer up to $50 million from the Revenue Stabilization Account to fund costs associated with the virus. It will be used for several initiatives, including hiring additional staff, purchasing diagnosis equipment, and supporting quarantine housing. He also announced an emergency response team for Maryland, and he says they will meet tomorrow. This is Keisha Butts in Annapolis. Back to you.
And Hogan also issued a directive that requires state health carriers to waive all fees regarding testing for the virus. He also wants Marylanders not to panic and to practice good hygiene habits. Well, hundreds of people who attended an Episcopal church in Georgetown are being urged to self-quarantine. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said today that those who were at the Christ Church Georgetown on February 24th or from February 28th through March 3rd should stay home. The rector of the church in Northwest D.C. has been diagnosed with the virus, and officials say more than 500 people may have come in contact with the rector at the services. He is in the hospital and is expected to recover. The mayor said she would decide later today if she'll declare a state of emergency and has no plans so far to cancel any major events, including the Cherry Blossom Festival. And Maryland researchers hope to shed light on the racism Chinese Americans are facing as fear of this virus is spreading. Professors from 2 University of Maryland campuses received a rapid response research grant from the National Science Foundation to examine the impact discrimination has on Chinese Americans, especially children. This is one of the first studies to examine COVID-19. And in other news, Greenbelt police need your help locating a critically missing teenager. 15-year-old Kaylin Hall Montague was last seen at her home in the 7700 block of Hanover Parkway Saturday evening. Kaylin is about 5 feet 7 inches tall and has brown eyes and hair. Police say Kaylin suffers from anxiety and depression and does not have her medication. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to contact Greenbelt Police.